Another topic that we should cover would be the limited travel spacers. S&S has a product called a LT kit. It's a limited travel washer. What this washer does is basically turns your hydraulic lifter into a solid lifter. You could take a set of hydraulic lifters out of an engine, and generally speaking, putting a set of solids in their place would, of course, not give like a hydraulic lifter will. And so the advantage there is that you don't have the collapsing of the lifter under high RPM. And so the LT kit, of course, is going to maintain valve control and not collapse the lifter at high RPM, so that we get the benefit of improved timing. So generally speaking, if you were to put a solid lifter in place of a hydraulic, you would certainly achieve more horsepower, and that is the whole idea behind the LT kit. So what effectively happens when you put this in this lifter is that 200 thousandths I was talking about becomes roughly 100 thousandths. And so when we adjust this lifter down to that washer, we've now raised the floor up and taken away some of this travel. There's still, of course, oil inside of this LT kit, so there's a reservoir of oil there that can, of course, work its way through the one-way valve and pump up the lifter. But we bring the plunger down, or the piston down, so that it is essentially just above that limited travel spacer or washer. And then we will bring it down so it touches, and then we back it off one full turn, so 6 flats. And I'll go through that procedure here actually on a bike, so that we can understand better how to do it in the real environment. So with the limited travel spacer installed, you have the benefit of a solid lifter with the quiet performance of a hydraulic lifter. We're going to talk about adjustable push rods here. S&S has 2 versions of adjustable push rods. We have the standard push rod here, which is the cheaper of our push rods. It in a twin cam, it installs without removing the rocker boxes. Basically, it would have to go up and in, and you need to remove the tappet cover. Okay, so not too inconvenient. Very feasible. At least you don't have to remove the rocker box. We also have the quickie push rod, and you can see how the quickie push rod collapses much farther than the standard push rod. And the advantage of that is, of course, that you can install it without removing the tappet cover. Okay. The standard push rod, also on an Evolution engine, you would have to remove the rocker boxes to use the standard push rod. So if a guy switches to the quickie, you certainly have a little bit more expensive push rod, but you certainly will save the money in labor without the added expense of removing the rocker boxes and, of course, the tappet cover on a twin cam. The S&S push rod kit comes as you see it here, and it has these tubes and, of course, the clips. The tubes that come with it are necessary because the stock tube is substantially longer, and, of course, since it's longer, you can't push it up far enough on the motor to be able to get at the adjuster underneath here. And I'll kind of show you right here. If that tube, if the stock tube was in this scenario, you would cover up the adjuster and you wouldn't be able to get at it. Okay, so when you buy a set of S&S push rods, they come with a set of tubes so that you can basically install them without taking anything else apart. All right, we're going to go through the procedure to adjust push rods, install and adjust. I've already got one push rod in here kind of for a visual purpose, but first thing you do before you install a push rod or start adjusting them is to make sure that you have the cam or the cylinder that you're going to install the push rods into on the base circle. And how we do that is basically we raise the vehicle with a proper jack, pull the spark plugs, and put the transmission in high gear. So to find the proper location of the base circle on say the rear cam we're going to set up for, I'm going to watch for overlap on the front cam. Okay, so I want to know when both of these lifters are moving. I'm just going to spin the rear wheel, and the outer lifter is, of course, the exhaust, the inner is the intake, and right now I have them both moving. okay? And of course I could see that this one was not moving at the same time. So I have the front cam on overlap, the rear cam is on the base circle. Now this particular engine has a set of S&S Easy Start cams. And what that means is on the exhaust lobe we have the compression release trigger, okay? So if you were to put the cam on the base circle and actually stop on that trigger, your valve or push rod would be opened 25 thousandths, okay? And that would give you an erroneous adjustment. So what you need to look for on the exhaust push rod is that you're not on the top of that trigger. And what we'll do now is we'll put in the exhaust push rod and I'll show you that we're not on that trigger, or we'll look for that to move. So I got a set of quickie push rods here, S&S tubes. I have my O-ring in place, top and bottom. I'm going to slide this in place, extend the adjuster and run it down until we basically feel the push rod get tight in the cup of the rocker arm up in the box, and of course the cup in the lifter. And that's what we would call, you know, zero lash, or run them down till you have no lash or up and down movement in the push rod. Okay, so I can feel the push rod. You can hear it moving there. I have a little bit of lash and I back it out just a little bit and I can feel it getting tight. Okay, and then there's the adjuster nut that I held up as I was moving the adjuster down. So that's right there ready to be snugged up. Okay, these push rods have 32 threads per inch, so my target is essentially 20 flats or 3 1/3 turns. Okay, so I'm going to hold the bottom part of the adjuster and I'm going to turn the top part of the push rod 20 flats when I go to adjust it. Okay, first we're going to show you the compression release setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this push rod real quick so we can see it kind of move up and down. Throw a little white marker on here for you. Okay, now we're going to look for the little bump of the compression release. Right there it was. See it move up and down ever so slightly? You can hear it click actually too as it goes past the lifter. So I'm rotating the motor forward and the wheel, of course, in the direction of normal rotation. And as I see that, now I'm going to rotate it forward, as I see that lifter go up and come back down, I know I'm on the base circle of the cam and then I am past or not on the compression release trigger. So now I'm ready to adjust this rear cylinder on the exhaust and the intake. Okay. So using a 1/4 inch wrench on the bottom of the adjuster and a 7/16 wrench on the push rod, I'm at zero lash. I'm going to take this push rod and extend it 20 flats. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $20 flats right there. Now, knowing that I'm at the right adjustment, I'm going to grab another 7/16